Hi, this is Hank reporting from Kyiv, and this is my update on Russian-Ukrainian war. Let's see what happened around Ukraine in the last 24 hours. First, Ukrainian guided air bombs. Aircraft carrier is no more. Free freezing and storage of sperm. The first ever SU57 damaged. Chief of Aviation of the Air Force Command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Sergei Golubtsov, said that this month our pilots will begin testing the first samples of guided bombs. We are also currently working on re-equipping and creating our own adjustable aerial bombs based on conventional free-fall bombs. There are some design nuances. We need to select a wing, a GPS module, and as well as control module. In a few weeks, we should begin the first test of the first batches of these bombs, now Ukrainian. Before this, our planes used only Western-style aerial bombs, and we can say that this is a big step forward to the Ukrainian military-industrial complex. With such a testing ground, we can create something truly powerful. We return again to the question, why wasn't this done before? We didn't plan to fight. Now I can already say that unfortunately we didn't plan to fight. Russia is no longer an aircraft carrier nation. The rickety old Kuznetsov seems unlikely to put to sea again. This is what the Telegraph writes. According to Russian plan, the only aircraft carrier was supposed to go to sea this spring after 7 whole years of repairs, but everything went as usual for them. I would like to laugh at how they stubbornly try to scare the whole world with their rusty cans, but people continue to die. Yes, not at such level that the whole world is afraid. Rather, everyone is disgusted to see how they humiliate themselves. Please note that despite all the successes, and we definitely have some, especially in the Black Sea, the Ukrainian military never brags about how invincible they are or anything like that. We have many problems and difficulties, but we are working hard to protect the country and do not intend to invade or scare anyone. Returning to the aircraft carrier, I was intrigued by this fragment of the article. The main issue is engines, said Pavel Luzin, a military expert at Russia's university. Factories in Ukraine built most of the Soviet Navy's big maritime engines. It should go without saying that Ukrainians no longer export major defense items, including these engines, to Russia. And the Russians haven't managed to establish their own production of similar engines. Western sanctions complicate if they do not completely prevent imports of suitable foreign power plants. I just wrote about the fact that we do not boast about our achievements, but here in the article a Russian military expert says in plain text that the most important spare parts were made in Ukraine, but we ourselves cannot do that. How ironic. Farewell, Admiral Kuznetsov. The link to the article will be under this video. I knew about this important topic and looked for information about how Ukraine is working to preserve its heritage. Now I understand that many military personnel die young and do not have time to leave offspring. Therefore, it's very important to be able to donate sperm so that the wife can have a child from her husband in the event of his death. It sounds tragic, but this is our reality. If some of the most motivated and patriotic people are dying now, then we risk having a huge demographic problem in 5 to 10 years. Roughly speaking, we will go extinct in some extent. This is what the Kyiv Mother and Child Center writes. Free freezing and storage of sperm for the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the National Guard of Ukraine, and discount for women fighting who will save reproductive health. The war started by the Russian Federation against Ukraine has caused unprecedented losses and destruction, including in the medical area. About 10 million Ukrainians are forced to change their place of residence. Also, a significant part of Ukrainians lost their jobs and income. The Ukrainian population suffers from the combined effect of the military, economic, ecological, and demographic crisis, which reinforces each other and do not allow them to go on the way of improving the quality of life and sustainable social and economic development. We propose free freezing and storage of sperm for the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the National Guard of Ukraine, and 30% discount for women fighting who will save reproductive health. There is still no clear legislative decision of Parliament. As far as I know, this program is being finalized, but such a service already exists and the future lies with it. Literally our future generation of new Ukrainians who will preserve their old genetic code. At the Aktubinsk military airfield, at least one Russian SU57 fighter was damaged and possibly destroyed by Ukrainian drones. There were only 6 working pieces, now there are 5. This is the most modern Russian 5th-generation fighter aircraft, and this is the first time in the world that such an aircraft has been damaged in combat conditions. It seems that before they only fell due to technical problems. It can be said that with its high cost and complex production, it is still just one aircraft out of hundreds that we have destroyed since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. But there is an important point. For 2 days in a row, Ukrainian drones have been flying freely into the territory of 2 different Russian air bases. Moreover, slow drones that fly low are not a supersonic ballistic missile, and from the videos that we saw, there were no powerful air defense system in operation. I heard machine gun fire, nothing more. No missile systems inside. I've never seen any kind of heavy anti-aircraft system like Panzer or S-400 operating there, only small caliber fire. From this we can conclude that Russians already have a situations with lack of air defense to protect critical facilities like an airfield, not to mention oil refineries. As people who know more than me say, before the start of full-scale invasion, in 2022 Russians really had a strong air defense system, but apparently Ukraine managed to unbalance it. Well, did you see how many S-400 complexes we destroyed at least this year? So we continued the game, our drones are on the way. This was my update about the Russian-Ukrainian war for day number 836. Thank you for watching, take care and see you tomorrow.